The holiday season is one of the most magical times of the year, and I'm sure you've heard that phrase many times before. For some of us, that magic fades as we grow older, but it is important to know it is always within us. The holidays are about spending time with the ones you love, and for remembering that the small things in life are often the most important. When I was younger, Home Alone 1 and 2 were movies that my family always gathered around to watch together. My brother looked like a spitting image of Macaulay Culkin as well, so I'm sure that played a large role in it too. Back when I was a child, the holidays were the simplest part of my life. Those who are young now, I'm sure you'll grow to understand what I mean someday. For those who are my age though, this time of the year often felt different than other parts when looking back at it. Time moved slower, and there was a warm glow that filled the house. We often strung lights around the ceiling, and the combination of colors cast the entire room in a soft, warm radiance. This is what I remember most about watching these movies. It was as if time was frozen, and every time we watched these movies, year after year after year, we returned to that moment. This perpetual state of bliss. It didn't matter how old we were getting, or what we had gone through that year. This was our moment. When I think back to it now, it is both sad and happy to me. Sad because some of these memories seem so distant given recent changes in my life, but happy that I always have them. There was something magical about this world and this particular family. The conflicts between other members of the family felt real, and in a humorous kind of way. The mother in Home Alone often reminded me of my own mom too, someone who would do anything for their children. There was also the life messages in the films too, from not judging people before you got a chance to know them, to the bond of friendship solidified by the turtle dove ornaments. I always thought these were very powerful concepts, and were some of my favorite parts of the films. The soundtracks of these movies had the power to bring me to tears with ease. But to me, that is because in some ways they define the bliss of my childhood. The movies weren't the only thing to do this either, as the video games for Super Nintendo were something I thoroughly enjoyed as well. While the games are hit or miss for some people, I had a lot of fun running through the halls collecting various objects. I thought the second game was a tad off, mainly because it involved fighting luggage and somehow bestowing the screw attack into Kevin's abilities. But I still had fun with it as well. More than anything, the games gave me the ability to explore beyond the realms of the film. Because I grew so attached to the movies, it was a real treat to be able to explore the world that the story took place in. The magic of these movies and games are something that will always remain a part of me. The sad thing is, however, as I got older, I almost lost grasp of what was truly important. In every holiday movie, there's always the dilemma of the kids seeing the magic of the holidays. And yet, to the adults, life is dim. They forget what joy they once had, and it is up to the children to rekindle that spark within them. For the past few years, I've been lost. I took a leap of faith and chased after a crazy passion of mine, and while it has been rewarding to the core of my soul, it has severely damaged the old me. A few months ago, I revisited my parents' house for the first time in a long time. But this wasn't like any other visit. I actually left all my worries, expectations, and general life busyness at my own home. This trip was extremely hard on me because I realized my life had been nothing but a goal-driven vortex for the past 2 years. I remember arguing with my mother that the family pets looked different, and I was so certain that something had changed about them since my last visit several months ago. In my mind, I wasn't wrong, but it wasn't until I left that I realized I was. It wasn't the pets, my parents, or their house that had changed. It was me. My pets had merely aged, and I couldn't believe that this had occurred. I was so driven that I stopped paying attention to the small things in life, and in the end, it broke me down. Accepting that I was the one who had changed was very hard to do because even though everyone was happy for my accomplishments and my drive, I lost the old me along the way. Somewhere along this winding path in life, I took a separate road and left my old self behind. For someone who is often praised for their memory, I realized by living in a constant state of goal-driven flux, I had lost my memory and perception of the now. I lived in the future and the past, but I forgot to cherish the present. And really, that's what the holidays are all about. It doesn't matter what you celebrate this time of year, or what you believe in. At the core of it all, the magic of the holidays is still the same. Spend time with those who are important to you, and go the extra mile to see them in person. As we get older, this becomes more and more important. But even as a child, it is something I still wish I would have done more of. To me, the holidays are a significant part of my life. With each year that passes, I grow older and wiser. But I will never forget the magic that is in my heart ever again. Take the time now to celebrate with those you hold dear, as the memories will last you a lifetime if you choose to keep them close. This is why Home Alone will forever be one of my pixel portals. I hope you have a grand holiday season. But now that I've shared that with all of you, I'd of course love to hear your stories. What do the holidays mean to you? Do you have a special movie or game that you play during the holiday season to rekindle the magic? And, well, I normally do 3 questions, but instead I want to encourage you to let those close to you know how important they are to you this holiday season. If you can see them in person, cherish that time. If you can't, and even if they are thousands of miles away, let them know how you feel. I'm certain it will make their day. I did want to share one last thought with all of you. John Williams really captured the essence of this holiday spirit in the Home Alone soundtrack. Somewhere in my memory couldn't be more appropriately named. It is probably one of my favorite song titles. It has had such an impact on my life that I thought it was only appropriate to commission a cover of the song for this video. It's what you've been hearing throughout this story, and it's by my friend Ian. Ian is a choral conductor and musical educator by day, and by night is a freelance composer for video games and other media. If you love the music track recreation in this video, I highly recommend checking out his work. I've put links to his profiles in the description below. And with that, thanks for tuning in to my sentimental trip through holiday bliss. If you'd like to join me on my YouTube voyage and continue to share life's wonders, then the subscribe button is just what you're looking for. Thanks for watching, guys and gals, and until my next video, cheers. You've made it to the end of the video, but wait, your quest isn't over yet. Why not check out my video on Dark Cloud 2 and how you should never change who you are as a person? Even if you haven't played the game, I hope my story will resonate with you. Or you can check out another one of my videos on the right. There's also a slew of other videos on my channel too, so regardless, I hope you enjoy.